What the hell are you doing here?
Skiing? Well, what? Did you think you and Lily were the only people at this resort?
You should have known.
Why do I get the feeling one of us isn't surprised at all?
Justice, what a welcome sight in this gloomy place you are. I hope the change in plans didn't throw you too much.
I'm still reeling from change of suspects.
Look, I meant what I said about keeping you out of this when I thought Garcia was targeting me, but now they're after Laura, and...
Look, you couldn't stop me from defending her, even if you tried.
Thank you, friend. How soon do you think we can get her out of here?
Well, the arraignment should be fairly routine. I'll plead her not guilty. The judge will set bail, and the rest is paperwork.
I sure hope so. The vultures are already circling.
Mr. Mayor, it has been reported that Police Commissioner Hampton has taken an enforced leave of absence from which he will not be returning. Would you comment on that?
Well, Veronica, I'm aware that the commissioner is experiencing some personal problems. He may very well decide to take early retirement at this point.
But since he's spearheading the Damian Smith murder investigation, how do you think his sudden disappearance from the scene is going to affect the state's case?
It won't. No, the police work's been done. The case has been made. The evidence is irrefutable. Laura Spencer is guilty of the murder of Damian Smith.
You seem fairly certain of that.
I am.
Well, I guess we don't even need to find a jury. The mayor has already tried and convicted her.
Mac, the man's an idiot. Everybody knows that. But did you catch the most important part? Mac, it's not a rumor. The police commissioner job is wide open. It is yours for the asking.
But I'm not asking. And the most important part for me is that a woman has been arrested for a crime she didn't commit.
Justice is here. He explained the procedure. Everything's gonna be all right.
I was afraid you might give in to your noble instincts and defend Laura.
I've already told you as much, and I was under the impression that you understood.
Well, I've had overnight to think, and I won't let you do it. About this, I'll have to do it for you.
You've been doing too much of that already. I have to live with myself.
Forget about yourself for a minute and think about Laura. You're too close to this case. You're too emotionally involved to keep a clear eye.
You don't give a damn about Laura.
That's wrong. I care about the woman, and I don't wish her any harm, but I am desperate to keep you out of the line of fire.
Well, so far, I've been doing a pretty good job of that all by myself. Staying out of the line of fire while other people are getting hit. People I call friends. Now, I am not going back in there and telling Laura Spencer that she can fend for herself.
You won't have to, because she will have the best representation.
What's up?
Oh, I was just informing Justice that I've arranged for an old friend of mine to defend Laura.
Well, then you went to a lot of trouble for nothing.
R.J. Gentlemen, this is R.J. Chambers, whose reputation as one of the country's leading criminal attorneys is richly deserved. He's just flown up from New York City. This is Luke Spencer, the husband of the accused woman, and my grandson, Councilman Justice Ward.
Mr. Spencer. Mr. Ward.
I'm afraid Edward jumped the gun here, Mr. Chambers. Why didn't you talk to me about this before you brought him here?
Well, I'm sorry for the oversight. There simply wasn't enough time.
Well, I'm sorry you made the trip for nothing. Justice Ward has agreed to defend my wife.
Of course, and it would have been an excellent choice if RJ hadn't been available. But this is a man who has spent his entire career defending clients in cases like this. I don't think you know how lucky you are.
I feel lucky with justice.
Of course, but it's just a difference in experience and expertise in a particular area of law. At Justice's stage of the game, RJ had a few things to learn too, right?
You bet. What's your stake in this, Edward? Why are you pushing so hard?
My stake is averting a miscarriage of justice. Now, I think that the person who rid the world of Damian Smith should be awarded a medal. But it would be a hideous travesty if an innocent woman was made to suffer. I barged ahead in my own blunt way, thinking this is what you'd want for your wife. If I've overstepped my bounds, I apologize.
What do you think, Justice? Is this an offer I should consider?
Yeah. I think you should go with Chambers.
You know, I don't mean to sound callous. Of course, what's happened to Laura is the most important thing. I'm worried sick about her. But I am sure, as your friend, that she would not want you to miss this golden opportunity on her account.
What golden opportunity? To work with a corrupt mayor who everybody knows is an idiot?
He wouldn't be the only person that you'd be working for.
No, you're right. There's all his cronies down at City Hall. And they all want to dump Justice because he won't play ball with them. Just give it up, Catherine, okay? Because I'm not interested. And if I sound adamant about it, I am. Now, I've got some deliveries to take care of.
Sure. What?
You knew Sonny and Lily were going to be here, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You had no idea?
No, I had no idea. I told you. Remember, day before yesterday, I went into Wyndham's, I saw that jacket, and the sales lady told me that this was a really great place to come skiing. She said she'd just heard that. So,
I was at Wyndham's the day before yesterday.
I know. I saw you there, actually.
I bet you did.
I also told the lady that our ski stuff had to be delivered by 4 o'clock, what time we were leaving, and where we were going. So?
Since when do you ski, anyway?
About as long as you've been telling the truth.
I don't understand what the big deal is. It doesn't bother me at all that you and Lily are here. Does it bother you that we're here?
I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction. Come on, let's go.
Let's go.
And we have every right to be here.
Yeah.
Lots of people are skiing here. Wasn't that funny?
You're the only one who seems to think so.
Come on, Jax. I mean, we handled that beautifully.
We? You can stay here and throw yourself at Sonny all you want. I got better things to do with my time. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. But I know from now on that I have to check and see if Brenda's around before I discuss our plans. But then again, what's the use? Brenda's always around. She's either spying on us or planning herself in our faces or trying to make you...
I meant what I said before. I am not going to let her spoil this time for us.
Didn't you see that smug little smile on her face?
Okay, we're getting out of here.
Oh, great. Great. That's just it. Let's give her the satisfaction of knowing that she's making us leave. When are we going to stop running away? When are we going to start dealing with this?
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
Why?
Thought I made myself clear.
I don't understand why you're doing this. I mean, it was so perfect. Didn't you see the look on their faces?
Can you see the look on mine?
Jax, what's the matter with you?
You're trying to play me for a sucker. That doesn't sit well with me.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. You lied and you deliberately misled me about why we were coming here.
How? I told you that I wanted to come here skiing with you. And that's what we've been doing. We've been skiing and we've been having an amazing time. How did I lie to you or mislead you about that?
Oh, you're a slippery character, Brenda. You're not going to squirm your way out of this one.
Yeah, well, I'm not trying to squirm my way out of anything. I've been more honest with you about this whole situation than anyone, except maybe Lois.
As long as it suited your purposes.
Why are you trying to make me sound like I'm a horrible person?
Look, I don't think you're horrible. You're manipulative. And times very careless.
Oh, I don't understand any of this. I mean, we had this arrangement.
Yeah, which depended on a mutual agreement. Now, I didn't get a chance to agree or disagree with this little scheme. Because I was never told about it. It was your little puppet show and you pulled all the strings.
Jax, how was I supposed to know that you were going to suddenly freak out over something like this? I mean, we've never had that kind of a relationship.
You know, to be honest, I'm not sure now what kind of relationship we had.
We have a friendship. We have a business deal.
Well, then I'm going to do what any good businessman would do when he finds himself on the wrong end of a deal. I'm walking.
Darling, this is R.J. Chambers. He's a criminal attorney that Edward brought here to represent you.
Mrs. Spencer, I am very pleased to meet you.
What happened to Justice?
Justice has deferred to Mr. Chambers' expertise and experience with a little arm twisting from Edward.
From what I understand, Mr. Ward is a very able attorney, but when you have a heart condition, you go to a heart specialist rather than a general practitioner.
Well, then you won't mind if I get a second opinion on your track record.
Not at all. Absolutely. Get all the opinions you want. However, in all modesty, I think my reputation speaks for itself.
I'm more interested in results than reputations. You may be the best, but we have to make sure you're the best for my wife.
There's also the expense to consider.
No, that's something you're not going to have to worry about. I'm doing this as a personal favor to Edward. And my fee will be comparable to whatever Mr. Ward would have billed.
Edward has also insisted on paying your bail, so you're going to be home tonight with Lulu on your lap.
You know, I'm very grateful for all of this. I just don't understand why I'm here. I mean, why? Because they found my fingerprints on the baseball bat? I took that stuff over to the Ward house. I unpacked the bag. Of course, my fingerprints would be on it. If the killer wore gloves, well, then, of course, his wouldn't be. I don't get it. Why do I need a lawyer? Bail. I didn't do this.
The evidence is purely circumstantial. They have no case against Laura.
Well, Detective Garcia felt they had enough of a case to arrest her. Dara Jensen is prepared to take her to trial, circumstantial evidence or not.
They are desperate to have something to show for all their posturing and muscle flexing to get the politicians and the media off their back.
Well, Detective Garcia got burned a while back for arresting Catherine Bell for all the same reasons. We have to be very careful to cover his bets this time. It's a good thing I still hold the trump card.
If you do what I ask, you'll never have to use it. Laura will never be convicted. She has the truth on her side and a top-notch attorney looking out for her. Justice, we have nothing to worry about.
This is so unfair. I never lied to you. You're the one who gave up on Lois. I never gave up on Sonny. And you're the one who's not being upfront if you try and say that I did.
Hey, I never said you did.
Well, then wouldn't it make sense to you that I would take this perfect opportunity to throw us back in Sonny's face again?
Yeah, perfect sense.
So?
Oh, I stand corrected. It was a lie of omission rather than an outright lie.
You were being so stubborn. You know that? I was so honest with you from the very beginning about everything. I mean, you're the one who told me that you were okay with me using you to make Sonny jealous. We were using each other. That was our deal.
At the start, yes. But things have changed between us lately. You know that as well as I do.
I never made any promises
And when
to
they
you.
changed, I told you, the next move was up to you.
I know you told me the next move was mine, but I
Yeah,
didn't
and
know
that's when you came to me and suggested that we'd go away together.
I suggested that we go skiing together.
Yeah, but you implied a whole lot more.
Jack,
If you're gonna keep denying this, I'm walking out of here right now without another word. Why didn't you tell me what you were really up to? Huh? Were you afraid that I wouldn't come with you if you told me the truth?
I don't know why I didn't tell you. Maybe I was afraid of how you'd react.
And you didn't want to take that chance?
No. There was another reason why I didn't tell you. There's part of me that wanted to be with you with or without Sonny and Lily.
As part of me wanted to be with you. But you knew that. That's what you were banking on.
Jax, I wasn't banking on that. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so confused. I've just been kind of making this up as I go along. You know? And I guess I stopped paying attention to the little details. And that's probably what you mean by me being careless, right?
Oh, it's close.
I wish I would have done it differently.
So do I.
Listen, Jax, we can fix this. I mean, we just talked about everything, you know? We can just go on with the plan.
Yeah, which plan was that? The one where I help you get in Sonny's face, or the one where we explore being together?
I don't know. Maybe both. Oh, God. We could just play it by ear and see what happens.
You know, when a deal falls apart, it's usually better to dump it and move on than try and patch it up. When, if you're ever willing to deal from the top of the deck, then give me a call.
Isn't it time that we both admitted that Brenda's waging a real campaign against us?
Okay. What do you want me to do?
I want you to admit that she still has very strong feelings for you. And let's start from there.
You got it.
And that she's using Jax to try to make you jealous.
Well, you know, I don't even know what he's getting out of it. I mean, I guess it's his business.
Who cares what he's getting out of it? She wants you back.
Well, that's too bad. I'm not available. You ever notice if you cut off the oxygen from a fire, it goes out?
Oh, yeah, and like I'm supposed to believe you want to cut Brenda's oxygen off.
No. I'm just saying that if we just ignore her, it would have the same effect. She would, like, just flicker out, you know?
She probably wouldn't even notice. You know, I really don't care what she does. But there is one thing that scares me.
What's that?
That it might actually work.
are in very good shape now, Justice. I think it's better if you stayed away from the proceedings.
I can't do that. Laura and Luke need all the support they can get, and you and I both know none of this is under control.
Well, I think the Spencers are in very good shape to face this ordeal. It's you I'm worried about.
I'm worried I might fall apart.
I'm afraid you'll cave in and confess when you see Laura accused.
Well, you got that much right. If I were to see Laura being called a killer and a liar, I just might confess, in spite of all your arguments.
Now, you remember, I'm not the one who made the original decision not to tell what happened. You are. And that's why you're in this spot, young man, and I'm here trying to help you out.
Well, my free ride ended the minute someone else was arrested for this crime.
Laura was upstairs in the ward house with 2 babies, one of them her own, while Damian Smith was downstairs setting fire to the house. She'll come across as a Madonna, and I'm not talking about the one with the fancy underwear. It would take an act of God to convict her and another one to put her away for even one day.
What the hell are you saying? That I should let her take the rap because she'd get a lighter sentence?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just...
I called ELQ. They said that I could find you here. I'm sorry for interrupting, but I have something very important I need to speak to you about.
Excuse me.
No, Justice, please. Stay. Please. This could affect your future.
All rise.
Don't worry, sir. Routine proceedings will take about 20 minutes.
Hear ye, hear ye. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Winston Young presiding. Be seated.
This is a preliminary hearing in the matter of recognizance and sureties for bail for the detainee, Laura Spencer.
Dara Jensen, Assistant District Attorney for the People, Your Honor.
Would you note your appearance, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. R.J. Chambers, Mrs. Spencer's attorney as of this morning.
Yes, I recognize you from your frequent appearances in the media, Mr. Chambers. Laura Spencer, you've been charged with the murder of Damian Smith. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Your Honor, I respectfully request that Mrs. Spencer be released on her own recognizance pending the outcome of the grand jury hearing.
Your Honor, the people move that bail be denied and that Mrs. Spencer be maintained in custody.
Your Honor, the prosecution's request for denial of bail is ludicrous. Mrs. Spencer is a woman with deep ties to the community. She's a wife. She's a mother of 2 children. She is hardly a flight risk.
I strenuously disagree, Your Honor. It's a matter of record that Laura Spencer spent 10 years of her life on the run with her husband and one of her children. As a matter of fact, she was on the run from the father of the man she now stands accused of killing. Furthermore, she is responsible for the deaths of 2 men in 2 other separate incidents.
She was saving someone else's life. This lawyer doesn't know my wife, Your Honor. Apparently the people, whoever the hell that is,
Sit down,
can
Mr.
accuse her of
Spencer.
anything.
Your Honor, Mr. Spencer is rightfully concerned. Because this young woman can just...
Excuse me. My title is Assistant District Attorney, and my name is Dara Jensen.
Of course. Ms. Jensen has clearly done her homework. In fact, she knows my client better than I do at this point. However, she doesn't seem anywhere near as familiar with bail procedure. Otherwise, she would know that it is almost unheard of for bail to be denied peremptorily in cases anything like this.
Your Honor, the point I am trying to make is that being a fugitive and living incognito, even with a young child and a husband, are circumstances that the detainee is very familiar with. Therefore, the normal assumption that a woman with Mrs. Spencer's ties to the community is unlikely to jump bail simply do not apply here.
Your Honor, clearly, I'm going to need a little time to get up to speed. But that doesn't mean that my client should be punished for my lack of preparation, or frankly, for counsel's inexperience.
Take all the time you need to familiarize yourself with the case, Mr. Chambers. But due to your client's unusual history, bail is denied, and Mrs. Spencer is remanded to the city jail pending the grand jury hearing.
This is a joke! There's no case against my wife, Your Honor. The police are just looking to put anybody away for this murder.
That's enough,
Because they looked like clowns when they tried to pin the non-murder on another innocent woman.
Be quiet, Mr. Spencer. I'm warning you. One more word and I'll cite you for contempt of court and throw you in jail with your wife.
Please. Last thing we need is both of us behind bars. Please.
Everybody knows about the corruption in the current regime, and this is a chance to do something about it.
By appointing Max Scorpio as police commissioner, huh? Well, why are you coming to me?
Don't be modest, Edward. You have clout with the powers that be. And Mac would make a first-rate commissioner. He is smart and honest, idealistic yet pragmatic. He knows the ins and outs from his private investigation work. His brother was a former police commissioner, and he has a good working relationship with Detective Garcia of the PCPD.
And he's got a great PR person. Look, you don't need me here for this.
But we do. Mac needs you. When you win the recall election for your city council seat, and you will, I know you will, you'll be in a perfect position to back him up as part of the reform movement.
But why isn't he here pushing for the job himself?
Because he's not sure he wants it. In fact, he knows he doesn't.
Well, excuse me for saying this, but the last thing Port Charles needs is a half-hearted police commissioner.
But don't you see, there is nothing half-hearted about Mac. If he is appointed, he will give it 110%. But he needs to know that he's not fighting this alone.
And you are asking me to convince him to take the job, as well as get the job for him?
That's exactly what I'm asking. And leave me out of it.
Oh, pretend that it was all my idea.
Because you are deeply concerned about ending the corruption in this town.
Oh, is that really true, Edward?
Yes, it happens to be very true. Especially since my grandson is a noted public figure.
I know that your encouragement and support will make all the difference in the world to Mac. And the people of Port Charles will have a big sigh of relief knowing that they can trust the person in charge of the police department.
What's in this for you, Catherine?
Just getting to see someone I care about do something worthwhile and important. And knowing that it will benefit all of us.
If she couldn't get to me before we got married, there was no way she's gonna get to me now. Her stunts annoy me. The more she tries to affect me, the more it turns me on.
And what about when she's not trying?
I don't get it.
Like when she was hurt in a hit and run.
Sure. I mean, you know, I felt sorry for her. That's about it.
Where do we go from here?
I say, let's hit the road.
I let her ruin our honeymoon. She would just love that.
Nothing to say we can't enjoy someplace else.
Didn't you say ignoring her was the best policy?
Yeah, but we don't want to hang around and be her audience. We can ignore her from another top of another mountain. Okay, you tell me, do you want to stand next to her on the lip lines? Do you want to eat dinner at the next table? Do you want her watching us as we're in the jacuzzi or on the dance floor?
No,
You tell me.
I don't. But I hate allowing her to drive us away.
Okay, do you want me to confront her right now and tell her off?
No.
Okay, then we have to cut our losses. We will catch the next flight out tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Listen, sweetie, I'm sorry that this isn't the perfect solution, but it's the best I can come up with right now. Okay? So, I'm gonna go ahead, take a shower, and then we'll make plans, okay? All right? Yeah. Okay. You gonna be all right? All right. Woo!
Look, these small glitches do...
Small glitches? Have you ever spent a night in jail? I thought you said this bail hearing was a formality.
I apologize. I was overconfident. But in my own defense, you must know that it is very rare for bail to be denied in cases based on circumstantial evidence. I can only say, Mrs. Spencer, You must have had a very, very colorful past.
Which Justice would have known about.
Yeah, where the hell is he? He should have been here.
Of course, I don't know all the facts yet, but from what I am beginning to gather about your past, even he couldn't secure bail the way things are standing now.
You know, so far you've done a really good job of telling us what can't be done. Is there anything you can do to get my wife out?
There is. I plan to get this whole thing dropped before it even gets to a grand jury.
And what are the odds of that, just so we don't get our hopes up?
I think I better lay off making any predictions until I have a chance to do my homework. I will get back to you both as soon as I possibly can.
Well, we would appreciate that. One more minute, please. This is just a temporary setback. Can I bring you anything?
Bring me a little cassette recorder so I can make a tape for Lulu.
Sure. And listen, I'm going to do my own homework. I'll find out if this Chambers guy is as good as his press clippings.
I wish Justice were here.
Well, he may be. If this Chambers character doesn't come up with something fast. But listen, I'm not leaving this up to any lawyers, even Justice. You didn't do it. We know that. That means there's a murderer out there, and I will find him.
Counselor, I thought we were going to be in there crossing swords. What happened?
Well, I decided to step aside, give you a level playing field.
Ask Chambers if it was a level playing field. I got the judge to deny bail.
Well, you know, he hasn't hit his stride yet.
These high-priced hired guns don't worry me. I know how they operate. He's probably thinking about his next 3 cases down the line.
Well, it doesn't seem to bother any of his clients. He gets most of them off. He's got 10 times more courtroom experience than you and I put together.
I can take him.
You won the first round, Dara. Talk to me after the next session.
I wouldn't be as sure of myself if it was you instead of him. Off the record, you didn't do Mrs. Spencer any favors by stepping aside. But you sure did one for me.
Can you spare me a few moments?
Sure, what's up?
Well, I'll get right to the point, Mac. Now, we've gone through a long, dry season of inept and unethical public servants. And we have to change all that before our city goes to the dogs.
Are you running for office, Edward?
No. But I'm about to organize a group of concerned citizens, like myself, to back a candidate for police commissioner.
Well, I didn't realize you were so civic-minded. Who's your candidate?
You, if you're willing.
Have you been talking to Catherine?
Catherine? Well, no, not specifically. But there are a large number of people who feel that this is a rare opportunity for an honest man to get a foot in the door.
Thanks, but I'm not interested.
Well, I wish you'd have the courtesy to at least hear me out on this.
Well, I just thought I'd save you the trouble.
Why are you so adamantly opposed to all this?
Because I'm tired of banging my head up against stone walls. And I'm not a very good back scratcher. As in, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. I don't have the patience.
But that's exactly what's needed. We don't want someone looking to just oil the old political machine.
People say they want reform until they have to stick their neck out or sacrifice something for it. Then all of a sudden, they're nowhere to be found. Look, if I sound cynical, I am.
We all are. That's a cop-out, Mac, and you know it. Now, people who set their minds to it can change things. I promise you, if you take on this challenge, you'll have plenty of support.
Will you do it?
Even if I consider it, what makes you so sure they'll get the job?
I have friends and favors I could call in. The job's as good as yours. What do you say?
Mr. Jacks had to leave unexpectedly. Business or something. I'm going to be staying. I'm not sure how long. It depends on someone else's plans.
Great business.
Have you ever heard of that weird woman in that movie that used to stalk her old boyfriend and his wife? I know exactly how they felt.
Good. You should be careful if you're going to order any room service, Lily, because you never know what might be under the covered dishes.
Ooh.
Get out of my way.
You're in my way.
Lily, move.
No.
Why don't you run along and do whatever it is that you little Stepford wives do when you're not clinging on to your husbands?
Did you ever think that a Stepford wife would do this?
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You're the mobster's daughter, right? You're gonna call Daddy, Lily, and have him send someone down here to break my legs?
For a tramp like you, you're not worth anybody's time or energy because you're trash.
Oh, that's really brave of you to walk away.
Get your hands off me!
Okay, okay. Come on.
You're a slut!
Hang on to her.
Yeah! Let go of me! Take your hands off of me!
Come on.
I didn't start this, she did.
That's right, and I will finish it.
Okay, hey, enough,
Yeah,
enough.
come
Shut
on.
up.
Let me
Now,
go.
hey,
Lily, come on.
Okay.
So much for ignoring her, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tough girl. Come on.
This is so good. I didn't realize how hungry I was.
Busy, huh?
Yeah, you know, I don't know. It seems like you turn around, there's a million things to do. What about you? Busy?
As usual, few deliveries.
You know, I went by and I talked to Justice about his, recall campaign. He said he's very worried about who the next police commissioner is going to be. And I said that you and I had just been discussing that earlier.
Edward didn't happen to be eavesdropping, did he?
Edward? No, why?
Because he came by a while ago and pitched the job to me.
Well, you see, I'm not the only one that thinks you're an obvious choice. What's so funny?
He gave me the spiel about fighting corruption and changing the system. And then he went on to say that, he could call in some favors and his buddies would guarantee me the job.
Well, he does have more pull than just about anybody.
Don't you get it, Catherine? It's politics as usual. Instead of being in the mayor's pocket, I'd be in Edward's pocket.
Well, what did you say to him?
No, of course.
Okay, Lucky's supposed to go to the dentist this week. Lulu's supposed to get a booster shot, I think. Did I give you the tape?
Yes, baby, I got the tape right here.
Good.
She's gonna love hearing your voice. Listen, don't worry about anything. Your son and I are gonna take such good care of things. When you get home, everything will be so smooth, you're gonna be very proud of us.
Yeah.
You're gonna be okay?
I guess if I ever need a break from the family, you can always remind me of this. Luke, what if being innocent isn't enough? What if they bring up all that questionable stuff about my past and they use it to convince a jury that I actually murdered Damien?
Sweetheart, this is not even gonna go to jury. All they need is reasonable doubt. How can anyone look in your face and not have reasonable doubt?
Still, if they bring up all that stuff, about my past, it wouldn't be the first time that an innocent person was convicted of a murder. I mean, my God, what if the truth isn't enough?
Then we lie. Cheat, steal, bribe, anything. Whatever it takes. We went to court. We saw how the system works. So we'll make our own rules. Just like the old days. And that I don't give a damn who I take down to do it.
This is Joan London.
And Charles Gibson. Tomorrow, she's unpredictable, she's controversial, and she has a lot to say about the state of American justice. Menendez lawyer Leslie Abramson.
Good Morning America, tomorrow.